Hey everyone, in this video we're going to be diving into fault code P0035, which relates to a high value in the turbocharger or compressor bypass valve control circuit. We'll break down what this code means, the potential causes behind it, and how you can go about diagnosing and fixing the issue. Whether you're a seasoned mechanic or a DIY enthusiast, this video will equip you with the knowledge to tackle this problem head-on. So, let's get started. The P0035 code indicates a problem with the turbocharger/compressor bypass valve control circuit. This circuit is responsible for controlling the amount of boost pressure that the turbocharger produces. When the code is triggered, it means that the control circuit is reading a higher than expected voltage, which could be caused by a variety of factors. There are several possible causes of the P0035 code, including a faulty turbocharger/compressor bypass valve. The bypass valve is responsible for regulating the boost pressure by releasing excess pressure. If the valve is stuck open or closed, it can cause the code to be triggered. A problem with the wiring or connectors. The wiring and connectors that go to the bypass valve can become damaged or corroded, which can also cause the code to be triggered. A problem with the PCM. The PCM is the computer that controls the engine. If the PCM is faulty, it can send incorrect signals to the bypass valve, which can also cause the code to be triggered. To diagnose the P0035 code, you will need to use a scan tool to read the trouble codes from the PCM. Once you have the codes, you can use a repair manual to help you diagnose the problem. You may also need to use a multimeter to check the voltage and resistance of the wiring and connectors. The repair for the P0035 code will depend on the underlying cause of the problem. If the problem is caused by a faulty bypass valve, you will need to replace the valve. If the problem is caused by a problem with the wiring or connectors, you will need to repair or replace the damaged components. If the problem is caused by a problem with the PCM, you will need to have the PCM repaired or replaced. There are a few things you can do to help prevent the P0035 code from occurring, including regularly inspect the wiring and connectors. Look for any signs of damage or corrosion. Keep the engine clean. A dirty engine can cause the bypass valve to stick. Use high-quality oil and filters. This will help to keep the engine clean and running smoothly. By following these tips, you can help to prevent the P0035 code from occurring and keep your engine running smoothly. The P0035 code can manifest in a variety of ways, depending on the severity of the issue. Some common symptoms include reduced engine power. This is often the most noticeable symptom, as the turbocharger is not able to provide the necessary boost to the engine. Increased fuel consumption. The engine has to work harder to compensate for the lack of boost, which can lead to increased fuel consumption. Black smoke from the exhaust. This is a sign that the engine is running rich, which can be caused by the turbocharger not functioning properly. Check engine light illumination. This is a general warning light that indicates that there is a problem with the engine. Diagnosing the P0035 code can be a bit tricky, as there are several potential causes. However, there are a few things you can do to narrow down the problem. Check the turbocharger for damage. The turbocharger is a complex piece of machinery, and it can be damaged by debris or wear and tear. If you see any signs of damage, such as cracks or leaks, the turbocharger will need to be replaced. Check the wastegate actuator. The wastegate actuator is responsible for controlling the boost pressure of the turbocharger. If the actuator is not working properly, it can cause the boost pressure to be too high or too low. Check the wiring and connectors. The wiring and connectors that go to the turbocharger and wastegate actuator can become damaged or corroded over time. This can prevent the system from working properly. The fix for the P0035 code will depend on the underlying cause of the problem. If the turbocharger is damaged, it will need to be replaced. If the wastegate actuator is not working properly, it will need to be repaired or replaced. If the wiring or connectors are damaged, they will need to be repaired or replaced. In some cases, the P0035 code can be caused by a software issue. If this is the case, the software will need to be updated. It is important to note that fixing the P0035 code can be a complex and expensive process. If you are not comfortable doing the repairs yourself, you should take your vehicle to a qualified mechanic.